Hello there, kia ora. Look, I wanted to do a long form video. Well, long form in my case is about 5 minutes, but I wanted to do a longer video today about a specific topic. But to be fair, my Thursday just kind of got away from me. It really did end up becoming a bit of an avalanche of things to get done. Like it's 6:15 at night now when I'm recording this. I still have one more meeting to go, and as you can tell, I'm really not ready for it. But there were so many topics that I could have covered, like the rollback on insulation that the government's proposing, that health experts have slammed as a really terrible idea. And a lot of people were really, really unhappy with that. Or the fact that the ACT Party is crowing about an increase in the number of people getting benefit sanctions. There's been a 50% increase on this time last year. So basically, people who are already in a highly stressful situation getting punitively punished because they aren't able to meet the exact requirements that are laid down in government. And what are they going to do? Go out and find one of those millions and millions of jobs that are clearly out there? Because the government tanked the economy and engineered a recession, and suddenly we've got no jobs and hundreds of people looking for work. That seems like a really fair system. I mean, if you're already suffering from PTSD from dealing with an organization like WINS, I'm sure ACT would absolutely love to laugh at you right into your face. Or look, we could have chatted about Casey Costello and the fact that she's quietly ordered a 50% reduction in the excise tax on heated tobacco products, which I'm sure I mentioned earlier at some stage. But it's not really a surprise that this is basically handing another big win over to the tobacco industry, and of course she's refusing to talk to anybody, and of course government's in recess at the moment and the Prime Minister's on holiday, and let's be real, he's never going to do anything about it anyway because he doesn't want to risk his coalition agreement. So, yay, good on the tobacco industry. I guess they won this round. Or we could have had a chat about the Public Service Association winning their case against the Ministry of Education. It turns out that the collective contract that the Ministry of Education had didn't allow for the 750 job losses that the government demanded to help fill in their missing money that they needed to use for paying for tax cuts for landlords. Yeah, so the PSA took them to court and won. So could have chatted about that. Or we could have talked about the New Zealand Defence Force and how it's looking at laying off civilian staff and freezing the size of its regular force and making other spending cuts, basically to close what they're calling a $30 million hole in their budget. But it's not really a hole because it was all deliberately planned, because tax cuts for landlords. Remember? That's what this government is trying to pay for and why it's decided to sieve money off the top of every single government department and have mass layoffs. But now our defence forces in the gun for that. Or we could have even just talked about the Republicans, because, well, they're weird. I mean, this is the latest fashion trend amongst Republicans at the Republican National Convention. Like Donald Trump getting shot was some kind of fashion statement. Look, there's always a lot of stuff going on and we can't get to it all, and I can't make a long video about all of them just yet. I might do over the weekend, who knows. But instead, what I'm going to do is a live tonight on my Facebook and YouTube pages at 8 o'clock. I'm going to sit down and have a chat to Blake about his recent time in hospital, because he really wants people to know about the struggles that he had there as a person with disabilities, but at the same time, just how stressed our health sector is. We keep being told that frontline cuts are not going to happen and frontline services are not going to be impacted by budget cuts. But I've got so many stories that have come into me over the last couple of days of just how much people have struggled when trying to access healthcare. Really important healthcare moments, because the infrastructure is not there, because those cuts are starting to impact the frontline services. So we're going to have a talk about that. I'm also going to have a catch up with Andrew Kai, who's running for the Mayor and Te Papa wards in the Tauranga Council election. That closes on Saturday at 12 o'clock, and if you haven't voted yet, you can still get your vote in. I want to have a chat to Andrew about how the campaign's been going and sort of get his last minute impressions on what's going on. And as a little bonus, I'll reveal which particular council candidate said that they couldn't quite make Liz Gunn's potluck dinner because they were busy with the election. Because we all know, based on what happened in Hamilton with Andrew Bidder, just how well Liz Gunn endorsed candidates seem to go as elected officials. But yeah, I'll reveal that tonight at the live. So 8 o'clock, YouTube, Facebook, come and join Blake and I. It'll be a fascinating conversation and hopefully allow us all to unwind and look at the world in a weird way as we go into the weekend.